Alrighty, welcome back to another video. It's Monday. I'll keep this nice and short. This is what I'm looking at going into market open. So, very light news, don't care, yellow folder, who cares? Practically a no news Monday. NQ, currently there is this 4-hour imbalance that I'd like to see filled. The daily, we are still very much running up, respecting this imbalance, and then just had a insane leg up on Friday. And I'd like to see us pull back to continue the uptrend, but overall daily is bullish, but I'd like to see on the 4-hour and the 1-hour a pullback, and I think that's starting to happen now. So we've got this 4-hour imbalance right here, which is this 1-hour imbalance as well. London session, NQ came up, took out this high, put in the SMT with ES, as you can see. Then NQ put in that SMT and then displaced through the low. We displaced through this low, and also ran through this 1-hour imbalance, which to me it's what I want to see for shorts. I am loosely bearish going into open, but this displacement through this imbalance in this low meant we had a 1-hour change in the state and a 1-hour breaker. I'd like to see price manipulate higher and revisit these areas and then sell off down to here and fill more of this 4-hour imbalance. That's what I'd like to see. Scaling in at the 5-minute, this is still holding bullish, and we are just generating sell side here, 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 and here, not taking any of these lows. But I would like to see a move higher first, taking out here, and then displacing down to sell side. That's what I'd like to see. ES looks a little different. ES is a lot more bullish, I think, because we've got this 1-hour imbalance that we have taken sell side in, and then we haven't had clear displacement off of that though, which is why it's a loose bearish bias. But we'll see what market gives us. Price could very well just take out this and then run up to buy side, which again, we'd have to see what happens at open, but we could total soup this low and then look to expand to the upside again and continue the daily trend of going higher. But that is what I'm looking at pre-market, and I'll catch you guys when I've won, lost, or not taken a trade. Peace. One more quick thing. If I am to take a short today, I would like to see the short happen in discount. I'd like to see the short. I'd want to take my short in discount of this range for shorts, or see a protected high in this area, so an SMT. It might be beneath discount, but I'd like to see a protected high of the sorts. We're already in discount in ES, so an SMT at these highs would give me that protected high to then take a short. So forgot to mention that, but trying to incorporate discount and premium more into my trading. So see you in a second. All right, so there is a lot to unpack on this trading day. There is a lot to unpack. As you can see, I took a loss. I was the manipulation. I was the stop raid. I was the liquidity sweep, as some people say. I don't really think the market makers are hunting your $10 stop loss or whatever, or hunting people's stops that trade this way, because us make up such a small percentage of the people actually traded, and obviously our orders aren't even real anyway. We're on demo. Our orders aren't real. But my first trade was a bit stupid. It was a bit rushed. It was exerting expectations, and we'll get into that. There's a lot to unpack. But then, as you can see, took another trade. I had very high confidence on this trade. I went heavy on the combine on this trade, but I couldn't on the XFA, and I explained that as well. But we're overall green across all accounts on the day, which is good, because overall our bias was right for the day. We'll get into that first. So, why was I bearish? Well, London session, we'd seen buy side taken, these relative equal highs taken, an SMT at those highs. That was the main reason I was bearish. And also another main reason I was bearish was this displacement. Now, obviously on the 4 hour, there was no clear displacement through a low or through an imbalance, but we're in December. It's a weak news Monday, and the year's coming to an end, Q4's coming to an end. It's nearly Christmas. There's not enough volume, in my opinion, to trade the 4 hour model intraday. When you're in like July, when we're in like June, July, even just October and that as well, anything but December, when we're in like these price action conditions, you can trade the 4 hour model in New York AM session. But I think up here, especially because we're at all-time highs as well, there's not enough volume, not enough volatility to trade the 4 hour model intraday, which is why I gave so much value to the 1 hour today. So the 4 hour looks like this. There's no displacement through a swing low. There's no imbalance that's been ran. The 4 hour is still bullish. But intraday, across the week, I'm expecting 4 hour to pull back a little bit into this massive 4 hour imbalance, which we're in now. And the daily to pull back just a little bit as well. So yeah, the 4 hour was bullish, but the 1 hour today, in my opinion, was looking particularly bearish because of this displacement. We put in an SMT and then we displaced through the swing low, changing the state on the 1 hour. That is the key to my bias for today. How I find my bias is I'm looking at the 4 hour, I'm looking at the 1 hour, and I'm looking at the 5 and the 15 minute, but zoomed out. And I'm trying to identify the model on the bigger time frame and how that model can be continued and whatnot. And overall, this is what I was spotting today. We'd had this run, we'd left all this sell side here as well. We've just taken buy side and had an SMT at those highs, and then we displaced. We displaced down. That is the main reason to why I was bearish. We ran this 1 hour imbalance right here. That to me tells me the draw's lower. Because if the draw's higher, this should hold. Or this imbalance will get ran through on the 1 hour as well. We shouldn't displace through the low. If the draw's higher, we should sweep the low, but we displace through it. So, yeah, that is why I was bearish. And then into open, I want to see the internal model align with the external model. Obviously, this is the external model that I just drew out. We've already had this displacement. I want to see a pullback to then continue the sell-off. So where is price likely to pull back to? Where we've got a 15-minute imbalance right here, very small. In this 1 hour imbalance, the blue. In this 1 hour breaker, the red, because why is this a breaker? Because you've got a high, we've got a low, high, a low, a higher high, and then boom, displace lower low. This is the breaker. This is the order block. This is the breaker block. Mark the first candle. 1 hour breaker, 1 hour change in the state, 15-minute imbalance, 1 hour imbalance. And in line with that is this liquidity right here, this buy side on the 5 minute. Now, see, this is our 5 minute internal model right here. Because we've got buy side, we come down, we take out this sell side. There's an SMT here as well, I think. And then we start to chop up again. That's the internal model. I want to align the internal model with the external model. And that's where I went wrong on my first trade as well. So market opens, and right at open we get crazy volume. Let's try and go onto the 15 second, not the 1 second, at market open, just to get it all pictured out properly. So here's open. Right at open, price comes down straight away, runs up straight away, and comes down straight away. So we sell off straight away down to sell side, which was going to be TP1 for my potential short if we came and manipulated these highs first. But sell side was taken, and it wasn't on ES at all. If we look, this is that low. You can see here that low there. You know, ES was up here. NQ came down and took this low first, and then went straight back up and took out this high in this 15-minute imbalance. And then came back down again. Came down, took out sell side, went up, took out the buy side I wanted to see, and then inverse this imbalance. And 3 minutes worth of price action, we went down 120 ticks, came back up 240 ticks, and then back down again 220 ticks. I was expecting quick moves. I was expecting we're dumping right now. When in reality, there is no internal model here. There is no clear, like here you can see the model. The run up, the buy side of the curve, then the sell side of the curve. Here on the 1 minute, there is no buy side of the curve to this buy side level that we had here. There is no clear leaving behind lows, generating sell side up to this buy side level. There's no internal model here for me to take this trade. You can't draw on the funky curves. So this trade shouldn't have happened. But what I was seeing, as I was saying, this buy side was taken. We tapped the 1 hour breaker. We tapped the 1 hour imbalance, I think. Yeah, we did. We tapped everything, then instantly inversed an imbalance. And I was like, right, okay, price is going now. When it wasn't, because there was no internal manipulation. There was no internal model. This was just market open volatility. And that's what got me. So there wasn't SMT from these highs. Well, again, this is not a clear high because it's already been taken there and there again. It's not a clear high, but ES was below it and didn't take it at all. So I just took that as the SMT. It's not really an internal SMT because it's just a random high. Because the actual external 5 minute high that I had marked on NQ, whoops, this 5 minute high here, 535, was taken ages ago on ES right here. So that was mistake number one, this trade. Because it was just, yeah. I also didn't know where to put my take profits because sell side was taken. For me to take a trade after sell side's been taken, buy side needs to be taken again, realistically. Some form of buy side, some internal high needs to be taken again. So, you know, I didn't do that. Sorry. Where was I? Yeah, so this first trade, it just, sell side was taken. There was no internal model. This was just volatility from open. Shouldn't have happened. So once this imbalance was inversed, I put my order down there. This imbalance opened up and we came and filled pretty much half of it, I believe. Yeah, we filled half of it. So I just filled me because I was expecting quick moves because of this. So I just entered in there. Stop went at this high from this SMT that was pretty bollocks anyway. And my TP, I didn't really know where to put it, so it was put at this sell side level right here. This one, which didn't really make sense at the time because sell side was just taken. I wasn't aligning time and price. This was what, 9:36, no macro, no new candle opening, no news. Didn't align the time and price. Sell side was already taken. Buy side needs to be took again before a short can happen. That's just logical. I wasn't being logical. You know, it was a Monday after open, whatever. So on this trade, I risked $122 on the XFA. And on the combine, I went a bit heavier. I risked 0.74% on the first trade on the combine. On the XFA, I risked 0.25%. And I lost that trade. So obviously, my account balance went down on the XFA. And on the combine, went down as well. Is for that in 5968.86. There we go. So, yeah, and also on the combine, I had extended targets down to here, which again didn't make sense for the time because sell side had just been taken, market had just opened, we'd just taken sell side and buy side. We need to see more information, we need to see more data. That is the main problem. Buy side and sell side was taken. I need to see more structure, and I just went in. I have my piece of paper up here. Wait for structure, because sometimes you don't know what to do. Just wait. So what happened then? Price ended up chopping all the way back up, and I knew my stop was in a bad place here. So if we look at ES at the time, that's way too far. If you look at ES at the time, obviously we had that SMT here. We displaced. We came back up. ES was not coming back up. This was chopping up. ES was chopping down. And I was like, right, we're going to put an SMT in here. We're going to put an SMT in. So my stop, I knew I would get stopped out. I knew an SMT would be put in at the internal high, because this ended up being the soup high. It's the internal high and an imbalance in break, or whatever you want to call it. I knew I'd be stopped. So that's the first trade. Rushed it. The market open volatility got to me. And you can see on Top Step as well where I took, this is the 15-second. I actually went in heavier on the combine. So I entered in. No, I don't want to press that button. There we go. So I entered in again when this imbalance was filled to halfway, and then I actually scaled in more when we tapped the inverse fair value gap again. Actually scaled in more, added more risk to the table, and then like here I realized, right, we're putting an SMT in now. So obviously I let that those 7 contracts get stopped. I see I bought back 7 here, I got stopped. And then what happened? SMT got put in right here. Buy side was taken. In this 50-minute imbalance again, the internal model has now formed in front of us. We have come into an area we expect to bounce. We have taken buy side. We've put in the SMT at the internal high. This is now the internal model. We left behind all this sell side, generating the sell side. We put in the SMT in an area we expect to bounce. What are you looking for then? Changing the state. Not necessarily an imbalance. Changing the state. Right here, series of up close candles that put in the SMT and took up the high. Boom, we closed below it right here. This candle retraces back to the change in state. That is plenty. That is enough for me. I have max confidence now. I'd seen the internal model. You can see right here. Move up, buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve, in line with the sell side of the curve of the higher time frame, because we've come into a 1 hour breaker, 1 hour imbalance, 1 hour change in the state, 50-minute imbalance. This side of the curve aligns with this side of the curve. That's what you want to do. And boom. My stop loss was 62 ticks. On the combine, I chucked in 10 contracts. I was risking $300, I think, 0.62%. So this was quite a heavy risk day, but I was confident in my bearish bias once I'd seen what I needed to see. So it is quite a heavy risk day. What's that? I can't do the maths. I have an A level in maths. 1.36% for the day. A bit more than I'm comfortable with. But I quickly took risk off this second trade very quickly. So, and 62 ticks on my XFA as well. With the scaling rule that you've seen before, the scaling plan, below this much profit, you can only have 2 lots, and on Tradeovate, it's not 1 to 10. On Top Step X, it's 1 micro, no, 1 mini to 10 micros. Tradeovate, it's 1 mini to 1 micro. So I could either risk $62 or I could risk $310. And if I risked $310, my account balance at the time was minus $240. I would, if I lost, I'd be minus $550, and I'd have about $200 left before my funded account is gone. So I did not want to risk $300 on the XFA. I was fine risking $300 on the combine. Combine was fine, but I was not putting my funded account in jeopardy on a Monday in December. So $62 risk, it's not a lot. And I had high conviction on this, and it was not a lot, but it doesn't matter. It's a process of getting this account back to where it was. I shouldn't even think about where it was before, but it's a process to get the account back to where it was. So there's no point just full porting it to get it back to where it was. I'm just going to trade the 2 micros till we're back at $700 profit, which is where we were. So once this change in state was pulled back to, I got filled, stopped at this high, bit of drawdown, and then we displaced lower and left behind a fair value gap. That is what you want to see. You want to see displacement, you want to see an imbalance made. Once this imbalance was made, I was like, right, I could go break even here, but I wanted to wait a little bit longer. I wanted to see an SMT. I wanted to see a protected high. So then 10 a.m. opened right here, pushed up a little bit, filled this 1 minute imbalance, and then again another move lower. This put in an SMT, you can see right here, this high to this high. ES took it, NQ didn't. That is now a protected high in an imbalance SMT. My stop can now go to break even, because price has no, if I'm right, price has no reason to come back up here. So my stop was at break even as soon as this candle closed at 10:03, and it was now a risk-free trade. So yeah, I had 2 contracts on XFA. Combine, I had 10. You can see sold 10 right here. And then I just let it all go to full TP. My TP was just this sell side that was made at open. Yeah, I could have held it to the actual sell side right here. I could have done that. I could have held it to the bottom of the imbalance like I originally planned on the first trade on the Combine. I could have done a lot of things, but I took what I was confident in. I was confident this would get hit. ES, once that SMT was put in, sold off down to this low that NQ took here. ES finally took it, so that SMT was now invalid because it was like that for a while. SMT got invalidated. We saw a bit of profit taken off of this. NQ again pumped up a bit, and then we sold off. And ES now has truly sold off down to this and filled this daily imbalance now, which is what I was expecting to happen today. This 1 hour has been run through. This was respected. We are now holding this daily imbalance for now. We'll see what happens. Sell side from Friday, NFP is now taken. I'm not sure if that's the case on NQ. No, not yet. NFP low has not been taken yet on NQ. But that 1 hour imbalance is getting run through. And the 4 hours as well. So we are now finally seeing that displacement on the higher time frame to then give us an overall bearish bias for the rest of the week, which is good. Which is nice. I'd like to see this move continue even more. But there's no reason to trade it. I just caught a bit of it today, and that's fine. But my bearish bias was correct. I actually, before open, marked something out like this. If I have a look. Here we go. So again, this exactly played out. I just didn't wait for this internal SMT, but I'd marked out before open. I'd like to see this low resistance liquidity get ran at some point. Obviously, market opened and did just take this. Market open did just take this and then moved higher. Then this was taken. SMT was at the high, and then we did manage to catch that trade. So, you know, this was taken at open, actually. This sell side was taken at open. Then this buy side was taken at open. And then price gave us what we wanted. So I think that's a very accurate read on the market. Managed to, once again, identify the high time frame model. It's nice. And we traded it. It's just this first loss. Again, the stupid losses are eating away at profits. Because if I hadn't taken that first loss, I would have took this on NQ. I have it charted up, ready to go. I would have took this on NQ with one contract. Where is it? Right there. Down to there or down to there. I don't know what I would have done if I didn't take the first trade. But if I had taken this on NQ, that says 1200. So it's the small losses that do really just eat away. They really do. It really, really do. I've managed to end the day green. We can cover what we did. So first trade lost $122. Second trade made $200. Ending the day 75 in the green. It is fine. We're slowly getting the account out. We're learning good lessons. We're still practicing executions on this model as well. So again, a great learning opportunity. Just wait for the clear internal model, because this is the clear internal model, not this. And on the combine, we lost $374 on this first trade, and then we made 1,036, I want to say. $15 with $7 fees, because we had 10 contracts on micro NQ, so big fees. But yeah, so ending the day on the combine, 636 in profit. I'm going to lock it out now. We look at our performance stats for the month. You can see rough first day, made it all back. We've had green days since. It says 3 trades because obviously I re-entered more on the first one. So great trade. It was 33 minutes long, which was the longest 33 minutes of my life. It was really just, we chopped our way up and we chopped our way back down. But overall, Jesus. When did market start moving? 10:22 random time. Market just started moving. We actually are taking out that sell side now, which is NFP low from Friday. Wow. Well then. The important thing is the short bias was correct, and the important thing is we took the correct trade at the time. It's just this first one. And, we'll get there. We'll get to the point where the small losses are eliminated. That's the goal. Obviously. Going from break even to profitable is not adding more wins, it's taking away those losses. And that's right there. As you can see on the XFA, I would have been up a lot more if that first loss didn't happen. The combine's fine. The combine's been a good day. But again, without that first loss, we'd be up $1,000 on the combine, not 600. So I hope that was a good video. I know it turned into a bit of a yap session after the technical stuff was out of the way. But it's really just waiting for what I want to see. What I wanted to see was this. This is what I wanted to see. And that is what happened here. That happened here. I took a trade here off of this. Sorry. But that is, I wanted to see this. I didn't see it and traded, and then I saw it and traded again. So it's just about recognizing those problems and getting rid of them. So I appreciate everyone watching. Really do appreciate it. My Discord name will be in the description if you want to ask any questions, message me, whatever. I am thinking of making a server soon but I don't want to live trade in there because I'm not profitable. I'm yet to have a payout, but it's just a place where people can ask me questions, and the community can talk. So that is the project for over Christmas, is to make a server. So that will be up soon, hopefully. We'll see what happens. But for now, if you want to contact me, Discord name in the description. So catch you all tomorrow.